Hey everyone, and welcome to the Why Not podcast, hosted by me, Yvonne, and Chrissy. In a world where everyone is asking you why, we are asking why not.
Hi, my name's Chrissy. I'm a personal trainer, gym enthusiast, and part-time equestrian. My goal here is to help people feel better about themselves by helping them strengthen their mindset and their body image. And I want them to be able to do things that they never thought they could believe possible. So if that sounds like something you want to do, I want to help you.
Hey everyone, my name is Yvonne, and I'm 29. I'm a body positive feminist yoga teacher. Been on this journey of self-discovery for the last few years, really just learning how to take better care of myself, fill my life with self-love, and just learning how to be kind and gentle to others along the way. I'm really interested in all things mental health and personal development.
Good morning, Chrissy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you.
You've gone all flat again. Yeah, I'm really good.
I just don't know how to answer the question.
Be happy, Yvonne.
I am happy. I'm an artist now.
You're an artist there, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? So you are all very welcome to Why Not Today. Myself and Chrissy wanted to discuss today just the importance of being idle, the importance of doing nothing, all of that.
Yeah, I think there's a big thing out there where a lot of people feel very guilty about taking time for themselves. Like, it's like you should be busy all the time, and if you decide one day I'm gonna sit on my bum and do nothing, you're like, oh God, all the things I could have done, when stuff like that is really, really important, as important as getting other stuff done, like for your own self,
For sure. It's so underrated, and yeah, it's just, to be honest, it's just kind of maybe a little bit frowned upon a lot, and it's just nothing to be sniffed at. It's the best. It's so important for your life. It's important for your productivity. It's important for your mental wellness in general. And it's grand. We don't always have to be these like crazy busy humans who are constantly doing stuff, constantly progressing, constantly achieving. It's okay to just chill out and, you know, be where you are. That's grand.
chill. Yeah, like that's the thing. I think people feel like they always need to be doing stuff and showing they're doing stuff, but like if you are constantly going and you're never, like, that whole saying, like, can't give from an empty cup. If you're doing that and you're not taking time to refill that cup, taking time for you, and that could be anything that you do for it, you're just gonna like get more and more burned out, and you're not actually going to be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like everything's gonna, like, the productivity will go down. Like you're better off taking a day off and starting again than trying to keep going and push out that extra thing and do that next one and just keep going till you're done,
Yeah, and I think it's that thing as well. Like I always think this. Remember, you like you're not working towards living your life. You are living your life right now.
Yeah.
And if that calls for a day sitting down watching Netflix, that's okay. That's important. And I feel like there's this kind of thing around a lot where it's like, oh, you'll regret it like when you're older, and that kind of thing. I just don't think that. I mean, of course I believe in taking steps towards a life that you'll be really proud of, or that you're really happy with, or that brings you joy, and that's totally cool. Go for it. Whatever you want to do, you can do. But remember that your life is happening right now. Your life isn't happening when you are fitter, when you are making more money, when you have bought your house. Your life is happening now. So, just chill, enjoy it. And, I had a conversation with someone yesterday about how they were like, "Oh, I should be taking this time to figure out what I want to do, but I'm not." And I'm like, "Well, You are though. Like taking that time off, like taking time to do nothing is part of figuring out what you want to do. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to like sit there with like, your little notebook and be writing down ideas all the time unless you want to. It's okay to just live.
Yeah, like it's better off to have a couple of months where you don't know where you're going or what you want to do. Like there is times when you mightn't have a set direction, but you're better off leaving that time and, thinking through different things you could do other than just forcing yourself into something and realizing down the line that you don't actually like it.
Yeah,
So you pushed yourself to do something because you thought that's what you should do, and now you're like, oh, why am I doing this? But now I'm doing it now, so I have to keep going, which you don't.
very true. For my teens, like my late teens to early 20s, like I was so convinced I was going to be a professional dancer. That's all I wanted to do. Anything else in my life was less important than that. I completely, and like it was amazing. I did achieve a lot with that focus, and there's nothing wrong with that focus. Like I really was set on a goal, and I would do anything to achieve it. But then it turns out that that was not the life I wanted at all, and didn't enjoy it, and really just spent a fair bit of time of my life working towards something that actually doesn't really suit me. And which is fine, like no regrets. I learned loads of lessons along the way and like had a good time. That's grand. But yeah, like my life took a different direction and that's okay as well. And I think I was in that headspace at the time that I wasn't like living then. I was working towards the life I wanted, and all that mattered what is like what was coming in the future rather than what I was doing right then. And then when I look back, I'm like, I wasn't actually enjoying like that time at all because I was so stressed about achieving something in the future. And then when I did achieve that thing, I didn't like that thing.
Yeah,
So I spent so much time. I don't want to say wasted because I don't really believe in wasted time. I think it's just time. But
just
yeah.
took you a bit longer to realize it wasn't for you, I think. And you're right. I think we do that a lot. Like when I went to college a few years ago, I completed the course, even though halfway through it, I knew I didn't like it. Now, to be fair, some of the skills I learned in that have come back now. So that's why, like, I used to always say that that was a waste of time as well, because I did media studies in school and I did audio recording was my specialty. And I was like, God, I wasted 3 years of my life. I went to that, I did that. Like, what was the point? Here I am, nearly 10 years later, and I'm recording and editing the podcast. So you never know when these skills will re pop up. So while I did have ladder against the wrong wall, and when I finished it, I was done with it, it wasn't actually a waste because now I know I have the skills to do this, which I wouldn't have had if I hadn't completed the course. So it will come, like, there's things like that do come back to you, or it's not, as I said, it's not a waste, but you just know it's not for you.
Exactly. And you learned that it's not for you. You learned
Yeah.
like, okay, this is not the direction I want to go in. Cool. And then you found your way to where you do want to be. So
Yeah.
it's all G.
Yeah, like I do actually like audio recording and editing. I don't like the media, and I'm not that front of camera, front of like we had a lot of performers in our course, and that was not me. But I found a channel for it that works for me, which is great. It only took about 10 years, but it still did it.
Yeah, 10 cool years.
10 years ago, and I wasted that time, and now I'm like, oh, I didn't actually.
I didn't waste my time at all.
I didn't need to know about the different definitions of culture, but at least I know how to edit stuff.
Hey, cultural studies are important too.
What is culture, though?
Oh, I don't know. A
There's
set
no definition.
bunch of rules established
No,
by
there's no
uh
de- there's no defined definition of culture.
wow. What does it say in the dictionary?
I don't know, but it's probably a few different options. But according to my course, there is no set. There's a few different variations of what it can mean, but there's no set definition.
I guess, yeah, like, because that word has lots of meanings.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I did far too many modules on that. About the fourth time they said that, I was like, not again.
There's no such thing as culture.
God damn it, we know the answer to this. There is no answer.
The answer is, what's that thing in Mean Girls? The limit does not exist. So, what do you do to be idle? Because I think actually sometimes we need some help with that. I think people don't actually know how to stop.
I think literally I sit on the couch and do nothing. I might be scrolling through my phone, might be watching movies, but literally I am 100% flaked out doing nothing. And I think for a long time I found that very hard to do because you feel like that. You feel like you shouldn't, or you feel guilty. You're like, oh, it's my day off. I should go do a hike, or I should go do this. I should do all my washing. I can do all this, that, and the other. It's like, no, just sit the fuck down and do nothing. So I think I've realized that. And before as well, sometimes I'd just be like, it'd be days when I'm hungover. So I think you have to learn as well how to do that without just being dying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I think hangovers force us into that like state of doing nothing, but it's not the same. It's like
No.
maybe I do believe in wasted time a little bit, and I believe that hangovers are wasted time a little bit. Maybe that's the only time. I feel like when you have a hangover, it's like that day didn't happen or something.
Yeah, I get you. And like
It's
the thing is, you're not actually relaxing really, are you? Because you're recovering from the hangover. So yeah, you might have like 5 naps or something like that, but you're kind of your body's in stress for the whole day because it's trying to recover from the alcohol. Whereas if you took a day where you just flaked in general, it's completely different.
yeah, I agree.
I think as well you have to remember just because you have a day off doesn't mean you have to do other stuff. Like, you can fit in the likes of a cleaning job or your washing during the week. You pop it on, you come home from work, you put it out. You don't have to do it because it's your day off. Like you could just say, like, because those things you're not switching off. Then you're doing jobs. You're like, oh, okay, I have to do this, this, and this today. Now I'm off. But what if you just didn't?
I find time
And
off very hard.
yeah,
Yeah, like I think maybe I got better at it during lockdown. Although lockdown, I guess I was teaching online a lot, like almost every day, so that I was never really switching off. So I don't know, confusing time. But now that I'm doing like a 5 day week and having 2 days off like a normal human, it's
what's that like?
really strange. Like I'm not used to it. And I find the 2 days off really hard. Like really, really hard. I think I'm like happier while I'm working, but
Yeah,
I feel how tired I am. Like I can feel that I need rest. And then I just find it very hard to rest.
yeah, I get you. Do you think if you only had one day off, it would force you to rest a bit more?
Maybe, but I don't think it would be enough. Like I've always had, well not always, but for the last few years I always have had one day a week where I do therapy. And I find that the day I do therapy, I'm just a bit of a write-off. Like sometimes I'm fine, but mostly I'm not really able to do other things. I'm just in my feelings very, very much.
Mm,
So I can't, and again, there's probably a sense of recovery as part of that day. Like if I got like really emotional, if I like cried loads or something, I would need to recover from that afterwards. Or
yeah,
sometimes I'll be really, really nervous before I go in. And so there'll be all this like nervous energy in the beginning, and then afterwards the kind of release from that, and I'll need to like recover. So I find that day is just like therapy day, and I don't really, it's just like that. So it's only really one day, I feel like, but that one day, I'm just, I find it really hard to just chill. And if I do, I find at the end of the day, like I can't sleep or I have all this like weird extra energy hanging around. It's like a weird feeling.
yeah. I suppose like yeah, if you said yourself like with the therapy, like that's literally it's an emotion, you know what I mean, emotionally draining. So it's like you've done a full day's work in a sense if you are recovering for that, so you're not actually taking a day off that day.
Yeah, I don't really, I do consider it a day off, but I consider it like a mental health maintenance day that I do weekly,
Yeah,
and which is super. And I'm so, so privileged that I get to do this because I know there's so many people who can't afford it or don't have time or whatever to do it. And like, wow, I'm so blessed, and I really do understand that. But yeah, it does take me like a whole bleeding day to deal with it. Like it's 1 hour of the day, however, it takes up like the entire day somehow.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, but it does really help, and it gets me through the week, and I feel like I'm a better person because of it. So it's not something I'm willing to kind of give up. It's
No, and I
important.
wouldn't. Like, if it's something that helps you, you shouldn't. You know what I mean? That's coming back to this, like, rest helps you. That's a way of helping yourself and making you be able to refill your cup and able to go again, you know?
Absolutely. It's the best. I wish everyone had access to therapy. I just really, I guess it's not for everyone, but I think
Mm.
the vast majority of people in the world could benefit massively from therapy. It's just so liberating. So it honestly, it has made me a better person. I'm more empathetic. I'm kinder, like I'm more understanding, I'm more chilled out,
Yeah.
all those things. I think it's because I know, like, if something happens during the week and I'm like, oh, this is pissing me off, I'm like, well, I have somewhere where I can go and talk about that every week. And I don't need to let it get to me right now because I can deal with that on Monday.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's really good, like, 'cause I don't, sometimes something like really bothers you and you're so upset by it and you're like, I don't want to let this ruin my day, but it's there. It's like pissed you off and it's like there. I feel
Yeah, I get you.
now I really can just let those things go because I know I'm going to have time to deal with it properly. And someone is just going to
Yeah.
be completely on my side. I don't need to convince them that like I was in the right. Like they're just going to believe that I was right. And
Yeah.
they're going to support me no matter what I say. They're going to be like, yeah, girl, you did the right thing. And I'll be like, yeah, thanks. It's so good.
That does sound good, all right, to be fair.
Literally, no matter what I do, it's like, you did your best with what information you had at the time. And I'm like, thank you. I did.
Oh, that does sound
Amazing.
brilliant. What do you do to unwind and relax other than yell at your
Well,
therapist?
I yell at my therapist. Like yoga used to be a big one. At the moment, yoga studios are I see that Yoga Hub has decided to reopen.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm actually just gonna leave that one there. Yeah, I got an email from them that they're reopened, but anyway, I would not consider myself a student of Yoga Hub. So, but the studios that I would attend are closed right now. So, and I'm not really doing any Zoom yoga. And to be honest, I'm not practicing myself. Like, there's nothing stopping me just practicing myself at home. Nothing
yeah.
at all. I could definitely do that, but I haven't, and it doesn't feel right. So, I'm not pushing it. Maybe I'll get back to it in the future. I don't know. But yoga would normally be a massive thing that I do to chill and to unwind and just for me.
Yeah.
So right now that's not really an option. So I have just started literally from last night. I've started painting. I love it. It's so good. It's so expressive. I don't have any skills. Zero. I'm not trying to like paint a picture. I'm not trying to like copy something like a sunset or whatever. I'm just like putting colors on a page and see what happens.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like that's amazing because I feel like maybe part of why I find it hard to relax is because like I'm sitting still and I just need to move. Like I honestly feel like there's energy in my body that needs to come out. I think that's why I like the gym and yoga and that kind of thing. But my body does need time to rest. I guess it's good in that way because like my hands are doing something.
I get you, yeah.
Yeah. So last night, like I lit my incense, I lit candles, I was playing music in my room, had a cup of tea and a slice of cake, and painted. It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, incense your candles. Like yoga, only with a paintbrush.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's my new yoga.
I think as well, different things will find you at different times. So like that. So yoga might not be working for you at the moment, but you found painting, you found some,
Exactly.
and like, if one thing's not working for you, just like other things, you can, try something else. Like there's so many different things you can do to unwind. You don't have to do it because it's the current big thing or this person on the internet said this is what you should do. Everyone's different, so we all find different comfort in different things.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're such suckers for a trend
Oh,
and
for
a
sure.
hashtag. And yeah, like me too. I'm not saying that I'm above that. Like, absolutely not. We all do it. Even, I found like two things that I really like, plants and swimming in the sea. I feel like at the moment they're a bit trendy, and now I'm like, everyone needs to stop. But like that's ridiculous. If I like it, I should do it. Like it's so silly. But I'm like, everyone's doing it now, and it makes me like not want to do it anymore. But like
Not
this,
cool anymore.
yeah, it's just silly. Like I understand that is so silly of me to
Yeah.
think that, but and
I
I
feel like last year hiking was a big thing, and this year it's sea swimming. But I suppose we weren't
yeah.
allowed to go anywhere, so sea swimming kind of worked.
And it's totally great. Like if people like sea swimming, go for it. Like that's awesome. Like whatever people like to do. I think I'm just so anti-flock. I'm like, I don't want to follow the crowd. But like,
Yeah, they're doing it now. I don't want to do it anymore.
yeah, I'm such a baby. Like if I like it, I should just do it and stop being a sap.
I'm a bit like that as well, though. I'd be like, no, I don't want to do it now. And
Yeah,
like, I kind of have a bit of a love-hate relationship with sea swimming because I absolutely adore when I've gotten over the cold section and I'm just like floating around in it. But again, it's getting cold now and I'm a bit delicate, so I don't even want to be outside in the cold, let alone jumping in the sea. But I think I need to go back on it because it definitely is another, like, I find it as another thing you can reset with, you know?
definitely. And we went swimming last year when we swam together. Was that last year? No, that was
That
earlier
was,
this.
that was this year. That was in March.
Wow, that feels like a long time ago. And we went swimming earlier this year. Like that was a freezing cold day that we went.
Oh, I couldn't open my door when I got home. I had to take two hands to like turn the key in my door.
I couldn't button my jeans. Remember, I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to have open jeans because I cannot button them.
Either day and this day. It felt amazing though. It was great.
It was so
But
good. That's like the best swim I've done. I loved it because it was so wavy and like that was a great swim.
I did a night one a couple of weeks ago, and that was so cool. Like it was really wavy as well. It was at Low Rock, and the water was because it's dark. The water like reflects this thing, and it was like this weird black lava moving around you or something like
Oh,
that. Just the way it looked, it was so cool. I was like, I'd get used to this.
yeah, I'd love to do a full moon swim. So the next full moon is on Halloween, so spooky.
Mm. There was one for at the start of November for the harvest moon, and I was gonna go down with my auntie, but they were meeting at 7:15. I wasn't finished till 8, and then she was like, "Oh, it's probably gonna rain. I won't go." And then it didn't rain. She was like, "For fuck's sake!" But I was driving past Portmarnock Beach because I had to drop something into my mum's, and I was like, "The amount of cars, the amount of people who went to it, like, it was crazy." I thought maybe like 10 people would be there. There was like 20 cars all the way up the coast. Like,
That's cool.
I'd say that was deadly. All right.
Yeah, it is. To be honest, yeah, I feel like maybe I could get back into sea swimming now that it's colder. I think, yeah, the cold, the shock of the cold is kind of the thing I love about it the most. I mean, it is really lovely swimming in the summer as well. It's never you never go in and it's not cold, obviously. But
Mm.
I think when it's so challenging, like you can barely do it, that's when I like it.
Yeah, you really like you get so much more of a benefit off it, I think.
Yeah, and it's just feels amazing. You feel like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Whereas when you're swimming on a lovely day, it's like it's lovely, but it's like, yeah, this is
I
grand.
could stay here for ages.
Plus the jellyfish, but I think they're all gone now.
Oh, they're long gone. Yeah, they're gone ages.
Yeah. I
Was
actually
you
have
ever?
had the nightmares about jellyfish since the jellyfish madness.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I have not. And I tackled a jellyfish one day. Well, I didn't. I got to my waist-height and I was like, nope.
No,
I walked back
I
in.
can't deal with them either. They just freak me out. Like they're so cool. Like jellyfish are awesome, but like I don't want to be there with them. You just don't know how long their tentacles are. You know what I mean? Like I could be swimming thinking I'm far away from one, but what if I'm not? Like what if it's closer than I think?
They're not like you can kind of tell by the size of jellyfish. Those lines made one. Jesus Christ, the amount off the bottom of them, like
Ew, no, they freak me out so much. I'm terrified of them.
Yeah, I wasn't. No, I can't deal with them either. So I gave up. I gallantly gave up and left.
Oh, I gave up that the first day when the jellyfish started going mad. Like, obviously they weren't going mad; they were just living their lives. But when the jellyfish came
They were just
to the
bopping about
beach,
jellyfishing.
they were just, doing what they do. And the lifeguard said, like, to be wary. I
Yeah.
literally saw, I think I saw one close enough to me and like one more kind of further away. I can't even remember. Like, there was not loads, but couldn't do it. I was like, no. I tried to like swim away from the one I saw, but it kind of just kept bobbing towards me.
It's after you.
Like, leave me alone. I'm trying to have a relaxing, lovely time.
That was the same thing that happened to me. Like except it was about 7,
Oh,
and you know me, like I get to a certain height and I just like to dive straight through. And I was like, no, my luck, I'll dive through a wave and headbutt a jellyfish. I was just like, nope, I'm going home.
yeah, it's just too much.
It does completely defeat the purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you're going there to like let go of stress and like give it all to the ocean, but then you're like, jellyfish. So no, I don't want someone then to sting me. It hurt.
No, as me thinking, I was like, I need to go see swimming again soon.
Yeah, we should do that soon. Actually, that is something I've had the urge now. I think again now that it's gotten colder.
Yeah,
I think I'm like, ooh, sea swimming.
I was talking to someone last night as well, and they said they were going to see swimming tomorrow, and I was like, as in today, and I was like, I am jelly, not like the fish, but just jealous.
I am a jellyfish. Have you ever been stung by a jellyfish?
I have not, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, same. I've never been stung by one. I don't know what it feels like.
I've not been stung by a bee or wasp either, so
What?
nah.
I've been stung by many a bee.
No, I've been. I don't mind bees either because they don't sting you unless they have to. But if I see a wasp, I disappear. I'm like, gone.
All the times I've been stung by bees, it's because I've accidentally like sat on one or stood on one. Oh, bee stings hurt. Actually, I don't know if I've ever been stung by a wasp. I remember 3 incidents of being stung by bees. There may be more incidents, but yeah, once I like stood on one, that was horrendous because it was like shooting pain up my leg. The
So if
one in
you stood on me,
Australia,
I'd sting you as well.
yeah, it's fair enough. Like, I don't blame the little guy. Like, and in Australia, I was so pissed because right, I with the place we were staying had a pool, and the bees kept diving into the pool and then dying, and I was really upset. I was like, no, save the bees. So I would like spend loads of time trying to like get them out of the water. Like literally every day I did this. Like I'd get into the water and be like, now how many bees can I save? And I thought I was like such a it was like Mother Earth. I was like, yeah, like I'm getting brownie points now from the universe. I'm saving all the bees. And then I sat down in my deck chair one of the days and I put my arm like on the arm of the deck chair. There was a bee on it, and I like put my arm straight down on it, and he stung me. Fair enough. And I was so mad. I was like, I've literally saved your whole family, and you stung me.
And you have the audacity to sting me.
You have the audacity to sting your queen. How? And it was so bad. It was like the worst sting I've ever got. Like, I'd say it's because it's an Australian bee. He's probably just like meaner than all the other bees.
Like bees on steroids.
Yeah, well, like everything in Australia is just very scary.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Australia, but everything I hear, I'm like, God, I would die.
It's the bugs are just insane. It's so stupid. Like, bugs don't need to be that big.
God damn it, Australia, get your shit together.
Get your shit together. You do not need spiders the size of cats. It's stupid. They're not
I have
that
seen
big.
some photos from like Peter and family over, and they live in Australia, and they were showing us like they moved into their house and their new house, and after a while they didn't realize, but like at the garage door there was a like humongous spider, but they've been like walking under it, like bringing all the boxes in, and then they saw it, they're like, oh my God.
So scary. When Kayla was a weensy baby, like very newborn, can't remember exactly how old she was, but she was only like maybe 6 weeks old or something. We were over in Australia and we were in this little kind of, like, I'm gonna call it a shed, but like it was nice. It was like a shed with like nice chairs in it. Like, it sounds weird that we were just all
Cabin.
in a shed. Yeah, more of like a cabin thing, I guess. But anyway, we had the baby in there and we were all chatting in this little kind of outdoor room thing. I don't know what you call it. But then looked up at the ceiling, and like right above Kayla's head, like on the ceiling, was like a giant huntsman, like the size of her head. And I was like, Lisa, like, look at that thing. And she's like, oh yeah, whatever, like it's grand. I'm like, Lisa, she's a baby and there's a giant spider. This is not okay. And she's like, yeah, it's only a huntsman, it's fine. I'm like, oh, I want to go home.
You sobbing in the corner.
I just was like, if this baby falls, or sorry, if this spider falls on the baby, like, I can't be trusted to protect the baby.
I'm not saving it. The baby's on its own.
Kayla, you're on your own. Like, you're gonna have to deal with that shit. You're Australian. I can't. How did we get here?
I don't know. We digress slightly.
We did. I think to sum up, really, spiders in Australia suck, and it's really important to chill out.
Yeah. And jellyfish are bastards.
Yeah, jellyfish are bastards. Bees are bastards. Big spiders are bastards.
Bees are ungrateful bastards.
Yeah, of all the things, like, they're the ungrateful ones. Like, you guys are in danger. Like, a bit of gratitude wouldn't go amiss.
It's supposed to be sound, like.
You're supposed to be the nice, cute, fluffy ones. The wasps are meant to be the dickheads.
Next topic next topic in therapy. Fucking bees.
Bees. I have a bee tattooed on my foot, like, and it still stung me.
It's like, hey, it's my brother. You killed him. Bah!
I'm so mad about it. I don't know. No, I don't think I've recovered. I thought I was all right, but maybe I'm not.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, at least I've got therapy on Monday.
It's over the bees.
Bees and jellyfish.
Right. Yeah. So I'd say we should probably leave it there. And as we said, other than bees being bastards, do take time to chill. Do not feel guilty about it. Otherwise, the only person it's going to affect is you, and it'll make everything else suck.
Yeah, and it's okay. Just relax. It's fine. Everything's grand, and everything will get done. It always does. You're fine.
It doesn't have to be done yesterday. It can be done tomorrow.
Very good. It can't be done yesterday. If you didn't do it yesterday, then sorry, it's too late.
Some people are like that. They're like, they're so they want everything done yesterday.
Yeah, but it's, well, physically impossible.
Like, it was like a anecdote or thingy about. That's not the right word, but you know what I meant.
I know what you mean. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening again. We appreciate all the support. Please feel free to like and share and all those things. I'm sorry that I'm not on social media right now to see it, but I do appreciate it. Chrissy, where can people follow you?
So I am still on social media, and I tend to like put stuff up with the podcast anyway during the week. I am on Instagram as Chrissy H Fitness, and on TikTok, which I have started posting on again, at Chrissy H Fit. So you'll find me on those two platforms.
Brilliant. So if you want to find the podcast, you can find it on Spotify, or of course, Chrissy will share it through.
And it's on other podcast platforms as well, because Anchor puts them there. But like, hi to all the people listening on those other platforms. We love you. We don't know who you are, but thank you for listening.
Yeah, and to the people listening from China, hey how are you? Like, thanks a million for the listen. We appreciate
I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I hope you understand.
It's actually South Korea, I think.
Oh, well, hello. It's very nice for you guys to be tuning in. Better go, because I gotta go to work. But Chrissy, thank you for the chat, and I will see you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to Why Not podcast with Yvonne and Chrissy. We appreciate any support, so please subscribe and share and like the podcast if you can.